Welcome to the Las Vegasville podcast, brought to you by Jump Studios, where we cover topics related to everything happening around Sin City, including the social media scene, food, and a whole lot more, with some of the best, most popular accounts around the city, and talk about their success in Vegas and beyond. I'm your host, Philip Zhang, aka Las Vegas Phil. Check me out on IG or TikTok, and feel free to text or leave me a voicemail at 702-551-4445. On with the show. Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. This week is brought to you by Nevada AAPI Chamber of Commerce, which is the only inclusive statewide Asian chamber in the state of Nevada. Their mission is to grow and strengthen the AAPI business community, and they're putting on a Chinese New Year celebration this weekend on January 21st and 22nd, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. to celebrate the Year of the Rabbit at Chinatown Plaza on Spring Mountain, featuring a lot of great vendors like Bulldoggies, Little Dings, Generation Kitchen, Custom Pizza Truck, Antidote, Chill House, and many more. So I anticipate some very long lines. It is a free event. For more information, go to aapinevada.org or at aapinevada on IG. On to the show. Really excited to have my good buddy Daniel Kim, better known as Donkey Very Much, for this episode. One thing I hear all the time from people is the sentence, "I don't have the time." I'm guilty of that too. But this guy has not only managed to run up his ridiculously food-porny TikTok account to 1.1 million followers, he's also the second person in our type of food account, social media genre to hit that mark. He's also married with 2 kids, and he's in dental school. So you take social media out of that, and that's still a pretty hectic life on its own. He also has over 164K on IG, which is awesome, and over 21K subs on YouTube. He's the Tom Brady of noodle lifts, saucy sushi expert, a king crab king. Super thrilled to have Daniel Kim, aka Donkey Very Much, back on the show.
Wow, that was quite the intro. Thank you for having me on. You know, it's always an honor to be on here, especially with the mayor himself. You know.
Thanks, man. So, how you been?
Pretty good, man. Just really busy. You know, things have been crazy. I'm in my last semester of dental school, actually. So just trying to finish requirements. I have licensing exams coming up at the end of this month, so just preparing for that. So, and got the kids, of course, and then just juggling, all the social media stuff. So it's been a handful.
So how do you find time to shoot, and how do you choose where to shoot?
Honestly, so most of my shooting will probably come during the break or like on the weekends, because on the weekdays I'm just, there's no time, obviously. Monday through Friday, it's like 8 to 5. I come home, I spend time with the kids, put them to bed, it's like 10 o'clock, and that's when I like have time for myself. So when it comes to choosing content, it's just food that I would like to eat, and, food that I think that people would like to eat as well. Just like my favorite type of food is like comfort food. You have like your styrofoam box, you just fill that up with, good Chinese food or like Hawaiian food, So that's like the type of content that I really like to shoot. So usually it'll be like a weekend, I'll pick a day like Saturday, Sunday for like an hour or two. I'll schedule in that time just to go over there and shoot.
So you try to do more than one place on the weekends?
Usually just one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really all I have time for.
Damn.
One spot, yeah. But then during the break, when I get like a week off or like 3 weeks off, I'll literally try to fit as many as I can, obviously, in a day. So,
yeah, the Hibachi House stuff, any hibachi stuff always slaps.
Dude, yeah.
On your account.
Hibachi, I love hibachi food. That was like one of my foods growing up. So whenever I eat that, it's very nostalgic for me. I always associated it with like a special event, like growing up, like birthdays, like my parents would always take me to a hibachi spot, because that was like my favorite food growing up, eating that. So, just to start eating that again, again, it's very nostalgic. And yeah, I mean, if you look at the plates, it's just, I mean, it's freaking loaded, with like shrimp, steak, lobster. I mean, it's just so beautifully like presented, especially at Hibachi House, how it's just layered, on top of each other. It's so beautiful to look at. So yeah, like those posts always like pop, whenever I post it.
Yeah, shout out to Vanilla Rice. It's really funny. I had to schedule a post with him.
Yeah.
I think I was in London. I think it was December 5th. And then you decided to post. You just on the whim posted, I guess, like the day before.
Yeah.
And it went off.
Dude, I
Like 27K likes in 24 hours or
It was
something crazy like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
So we put off the post because there was so much momentum
Oh, shoot,
from
sorry
yours.
about that.
No, it's totally fine. It totally worked out.
Okay.
So what's really cool,
Mhm.
one thing that's really cool is the first time we did the podcast,
Yeah.
when we did the first episode a year and a half ago, you had 390K on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. I didn't even realize that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you've had an amazing
Mhm.
climb.
Mhm.
What has that been like for you, and what was it like when you finally hit 1 million?
I think I had a sense of relief because my goal was at the time I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get to 1 million, and then after that, like, I'm not gonna put so much care and emphasis onto, posting so often. Because the reason why like I put out so much content then and even now, or not so much now, but I was just trying to hit that 1 million mark. I was like, whatever video I need to put out, it just takes one to go viral. You know what I mean? And that's what I kept doing. And then finally, I mean, it was up and down. I would say there were periods where, I would do like 5 posts a day, but like none of them would hit. And this would go on for like a couple of weeks. But then I think, just being persistent, regardless of the outcome, I just kept posting and posting. And then, yeah, this past, what was it, July, I think I hit 1 million.
Yeah, just end of July.
End of July, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. So, and then I was just like, oh, finally, just thank God, been, struggling. But, I think just knowing that, yeah, like the hard work paid off. It was just felt a sense of relief. Yeah. And now it's like, I don't even post on TikTok that often. I don't really care, It's
Well,
just
I
like,
would say
yeah,
you actually do still post more
than the average.
than the average person. I
Okay.
counted this. I've been doing
Oh,
some
you did?
research. Yeah.
Okay.
So volume has been
Yeah.
kind of your play, kind of
Right,
hunting for the blow ups.
Exactly.
I think
Yeah.
you set up all the landmines and you just figure out what's going to blow up.
Right.
You actually posted 42 times in December.
Holy shoot. Okay.
So do you think? I mean, how do you
Mm-hmm.
feel about TikTok these days? Because you mentioned the lull, and I think a lot of us
Yeah.
have or still are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of going through a lull.
Mm-hmm.
You always want to see the K next to the post, and
Of course.
and a lot of times it just doesn't happen anymore, despite of the voiceover or a cool edit,
Right.
things like that. What is your feeling about TikTok these days?
Honestly, like, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, right? Or like maybe a month ago, there's that whole speculation about TikTok being banned here in the United States. So I think that maybe scared a lot of people. And I think, I don't know if it got passed or not, but I know the military started banning TikTok. So I feel like just the overall number of users is probably down overall. And then again, that just kind of scared people away. So maybe people aren't posting or engaging as much on TikTok. And yeah, it's been, I don't know, it's been dead. Like none of my posts have been hitting. I mean, with 1 million followers, you would think that I would get like at least 10,000 views, per video, but it's like I'm getting like 1,000. And the other day it was like at 800 after like a couple days. I'm like, what the hell's going
crazy.
on,
Yeah, it just
So-
isn't showing up in the FYP.
Yeah.
And-
So
And maybe, do you think perhaps the Vegas food influencer circle is oversaturated?
possibly, yeah. Oh no, for sure, man. I mean,
'Cause how many BrewDog posts have we seen in the last 2
Too much,
weeks?
man, too much.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
yeah, it's just crazy overall. It's just how many influencers there are now. You know what I mean? It's hard to keep up. I mean, there would be like, I don't know if this happens with you, but there'd be times when I'm like on IG and I'm like, oh wait, I haven't like engaged on this guy's like posts in like a week, and I feel bad. I'm like, it's not because I don't like you. It's just like it completely like I missed one post and after that it just kind of, stayed hidden. So, and then you got to play catch up, with all these foodies. So it's like, dude, unless you're glued to your phone like 24/7, dude, it's like, it's so hard, to keep up. So
yeah, so what
yeah.
Daniel's talking about is, we all try to support each other's posts. We comment on a lot of our friends' posts, and sometimes, life just happens. It's hard to do that. I mean, way back when a lot of us were doing comment pods, I don't know if you still do.
Right. No.
Okay. Which
Yeah.
was hell. So comment pods would have like 15 to 20 accounts.
Mhm.
And the deal was that you would like and comment on every one of those accounts' posts
Exactly,
to
yeah.
kind of help drive up the engagement
Right.
and the views for the pictures back
Exactly.
then that we were
The
doing.
pictures, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Kind of interesting. I did make some good friends off those comment pods.
Really? Okay.
That was probably the best part about it, but
Nice.
that was just too much work. It was
Yeah.
just too crazy, and
Oh,
people
yeah.
still do that now. Which is
Dang,
insane.
really? People
Yeah.
still do that? Okay.
Yeah,
I had no idea. But,
which is crazy. But yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people, Irregular Lens, Hungry Hugh, David the
Mm.
Foodie. I always want to post on their stuff,
Oh, wow.
comment on their stuff, and
Okay.
it's just gets tough
Sure. Yeah.
to keep
yeah,
up with TikTok
exactly.
and IG.
And IG
and all
and
that stuff.
YouTube and Facebook Shorts now, so
Yeah.
so many platforms to post on. It's,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Do you think there's a correlation between social media and video games for you? Is social media your video game?
I would say so. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I played a lot of video games growing up. I've always been pretty competitive. So yeah, in a sense, it is my video game. The ultimate goal is you want to win, and however you translate that, whether it's the number of followers or having the most viral posts or whatever it is. I mean, we all have a certain goal that we want to obtain, right? So for sure, like I do treat it like as a game, It's like I want to get, yeah, of course, everyone wants the followers, everyone wants the engagement, the likes. So yeah, for sure, man. I think definitely, it is like a video game, and just like anything else, I feel like it could be very addicting. I know.
Oh, social media is totally
I mean, yeah, it is addicting.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a society where, yeah, we're just constantly on our phones. So it's like, yeah, I mean, for sure it is. I do treat it like a video game. Sad to say.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think without social media, some of us would probably be on some crazy game app as a high level wizard,
Hmm.
with all the sapphire stones or some crazy stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And-
yeah.
And yeah, but going back to the social media addiction,
Hmm.
I read some crazy article like 80% of people who are on social media a lot
Hmm.
sometimes feel like a invisible or mystery buzz on their phone sometimes, like in their pocket when nothing's buzzing. And I'm like,
Really?
that's happened to me.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's so bad, man. Like I'm always like, I should turn off my notifications, but I haven't.
But you still have them on.
I still have them on.
I shut mine off like 3 years ago.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. I
I
can't
mean,
even imagine.
Yeah,
having
it's so
notifications.
addicting. You want to see like the 99 plus or whatever it is on the Instagram. You're like, oh yes, that means I probably had a viral post going on right now.
Right.
But I don't know. It's bad because especially with my kids. Like, yeah, I want to spend quality time with them, but at the same time, I feel like social media takes away from that. Like
Because that's still work.
it
Kinda,
is. Yeah, it is. I mean. Like, you mean taking care of the kids is work? Or
I mean, either.
oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
Both.
I mean, when I come home from school, after a full day, 8 to 5, I'm exhausted, and I want to relax. So oftentimes, yeah, I want to just look through my phone, scroll through IG, TikTok. But at the same time, it's like I should be there for my kids, So I think that's a big struggle for me. So that's where the addiction thing comes in. I'm like constantly looking at my phone, but I feel bad,
I heard some
Because-
people will restrict their phone viewing hours, like it'll automatically shut off or
Really? At a
or
certain
go silent
time?
at a certain time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Some
I should
dudes,
do that.
yeah, some dudes stop looking at 9 p.m. like on the dot, like they have a
Mm.
couples agreement,
Oh, I see.
things like
Okay,
that. So
okay.
yeah,
So I think I gotta incorporate that because I did catch my daughter telling me her telling me like, "Hey, Daddy, stop looking at your phone." I
oh,
was like, "Oh my goodness, like what am I doing?" So yeah, it's definitely very addicting for sure.
balance
Yeah.
is tough,
Balance is
especially
hard,
in
yeah.
in our game.
Mhm.
Going back to volume though, there's a lot of great examples of people like Andy at Las Vegas Blogger, Raina is crazy,
Yeah,
posting multiple times a day with an unbelievable amount of content overall.
yeah,
And once you post it, you probably don't even look back at the numbers. I mean,
Mhm.
some of them 3 weeks later probably hit, and you just like
yeah,
whatever, right?
yeah.
I mean, when Raina was out here last year, I basically set up a food tour for her with a bunch of spots, and she
Mhm.
posted 40 times in a week,
Dang, in a week.
which was insane.
Wow, okay.
But that's
Yeah.
just how she is.
Mm.
Does anything get you? Is there a certain number for a post that gets you excited, or do you just kind of look at your phone and be like, it's more relief that it
Mhm.
hit 100K likes
Yeah.
than
Right.
Yes, it did. Or do you just, because sometimes I look at the post that bomb. I think about the
Mhm.
post that bomb more than the post that hit,
Oh, right, right.
right?
I think it goes both ways. So for me, when I make a post, I look at the first hour. So like especially before they would say or whatever the algorithm was, if your post does well in the first hour, it has a chance of going viral. So I kind of still believe in that.
Yeah.
So I try to engage, respond to comments as much as I can within that first hour. So that's when I definitely do check. So if I see that it's at like 80 something likes in an hour, I'm like, okay, this isn't going anywhere. But then I see that it's at like 250. I'm like, okay, that's average, that's
Hmm.
per hour. That's like, what I would expect. But then if it's at like 700, 800 the first hour, that's when I'm like, okay, this is the one.
Right.
This is the one that has the potential to go viral. And then maybe in a week or two, like I'll check it again, see where it's at. Maybe it's at like 2,000, 3,000. And then, so the remixes that I've been doing.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about
Yeah.
that, but yeah.
So before we go into that, I guess, well, the first one that I did, which was, I believe the crab one, right?
The crab one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I got, shoot, what did I get? 11,000 in the first hour.
I
was
remember
like-
that. I was watching this happen because it
You
was such
were,
a
okay.
unique post. So
Yeah.
for those that haven't seen it yet, Daniel
Uh-huh.
is remixing or stitching someone else's post,
Mhm.
usually of the main ingredient of the dish, with the
Yeah.
funny assumption that what happens to the animal ends up on the plate he's showcasing.
Yeah.
So there's that legendary crab one he did
Yeah.
featuring a deep fried crab bow from the bow spot,
Mhm.
which Joyce, your wife, was biting into
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That's currently at 17.4 million views and over 980K likes on
That's
IG.
crazy. That's crazy.
I commented on it.
Yeah.
What an opener. That comment alone has
Yeah.
13K likes.
Holy crap.
And I get the alert every time. Like, what the fuck? Unbelievable.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never would expect it, I was just like, I want to do something different just because I felt like my engagement has kind of been stagnant. So I was like, whatever. So how that originated was, though, it wasn't my idea. I actually saw someone else do it. So with that same video with him, with that crab, with the beer next to him, and then it was just like a picture, or it was like maybe a 2-second clip of it getting fried, and then 2 pictures afterwards, and then the video was like in freaking like 720p. It was just terrible quality. I was like, dude, this can be so much better executed. And then I just had soft shell crab at the bow spot. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, I'll try this, see where it goes. And then next thing I know, boom, it just took off from there.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And then the half bird one as well, which opens with a
Yeah.
wild chicken getting clobbered by a kid with a backpack.
Right.
Has over 4 million views and 153K likes.
Yeah.
While they're wildly popular, are you getting any heat from
Dude,
how
I
this
think
is?
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked at the comments specifically, but there were some ones where they're like, how could you do that to an animal, with PETA and everything. I think there was another one. I forget which video it was, but one of the comments was like, I hope that happens to you. So I was like, and it was, a chicken getting clobbered or something. I mean, one of those, or electrocuted. Yeah. Chicken flying off, like, I was like, damn, that's kind of harsh. Like, but it's like, there'll be haters, but what can you do? You know what
Right.
I mean, it's just, you can't please everybody.
Not at all.
So
Not at all. Especially with that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the foie gras one. No, I'm kidding. Probably not gonna
I
happen.
think you posted a lobster one recently, right? A couple days ago? Like the
I
sashimi
did
one?
post
Okay.
sea salt live,
Okay.
live sashimi, and that
Yeah.
was the second time I've actually posted it.
Okay.
But yeah, there were a lot of angry
Yeah, I'm sure.
people
Right.
how the lobster was ripped apart, and sea salt
Mhm.
actually would not collaborate on the post.
Oh, really?
Mimi Kim, who runs the social media for them,
Yeah.
said they had some issues.
Oh, I see.
So they don't post the octopus anymore.
Oh, I see.
They had a live octopus that they
Mhm.
chopped up live, and it would kind of tentacles moving. Several videos went off like that. Jules Kim's
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
is-
Her
is
TikTok
one.
video, right? I
went
remember that.
off.
Yeah.
What did you think of the
Mhm.
raw octopus when you had it? I wasn't that into it, which is why I never posted it. It was
Yeah.
a one and done for me,
Oh, it was? Okay. Like, you mean like
eating it.
eating it? Yeah. I don't think it was as horrifying as I thought it would be. I mean, when you look at it, it is kind of, oh my gosh, it's like moving, and but then once it's in your mouth, I mean, you know, you just kind of chew it a couple times and then you swallow it. You know what I mean? It's not like you're eating like the whole octopus itself, like they do. They do that in Korea, but yeah, it wasn't too bad for me. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, but
yeah.
I think there's better ways to have octopus. Like
I see.
more, I prefer a more tender one. So I
Okay.
would never actively seek out that octopus.
The
To
live
me,
octopus. I
yeah,
see. Okay.
I get,
Okay.
obviously I get why it's viral,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't know if
Okay.
that
You
was something I would.
you prefer it like cooked or like?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
even
Okay.
just slightly rubbery, like the Japanese ones
Oh,
and
okay.
nigiri, or
Right.
the Greek ones, obviously
Hmm.
are amazing.
Oh, okay. I see.
But yeah, I wasn't really feeling it, and that's why I never posted it.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've never been a huge fan of octopus in general.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
What's your favorite seafood?
my favorite seafood, dang, probably king crab and lobster, the kings of seafood.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with those. Yeah, but I mean, I enjoy all types. I would say, shrimp, scallop. Yeah, just not a huge fan of octopus though. Yeah, maybe it's the texture, just because it's like so chewy. Just yeah, really makes your jaw sore. So
Okay.
I don't know.
So your bio says Las Vegas and Los Angeles foodie.
Yeah.
So you go to LA often. That's where you grew up, kind of. Well,
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in Korea, moved to Michigan, lived in LA for a couple years, and then moved to Vegas. But then, yeah, I think like in 2010, that's when I moved back out to LA, and I was there for like another 6 years.
And you were in restaurants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was. Yep. I was, yeah. I've always wanted to work at a restaurant. I have a passion for the restaurant industry. Um, I love food. I love dining. So I was like, and especially like during that time, really wasn't sure like what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew that I always wanted to live in California, specifically LA, and kind of just explore that on my own. Probably the best decision I've made in my life. I think we talked about this before,
Yeah.
but yeah. And then I was like, I think it'd just be really cool to work at a restaurant, just to see people, kind of see it from an outside perspective, seeing, other people like enjoy the food and just kind of, providing like great service to them, kind of adding on top of the experience or enhancing the experience. So I just kind of applied to, a couple restaurants, ended up getting a job at this Japanese restaurant. Um, started off as a busser and then eventually worked my way up as a manager there. So it was actually a sushi restaurant. So
In Torrance, right?
in Torrance, yep,
Yeah.
Torrance, California.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So with you going to so many restaurants as you do,
Mhm.
I mean, is there coming from that perspective of a restaurant manager? Are
Yeah.
there things that you see
Yeah.
happening and like be like, what the fuck? Like, why are they doing it like this? Like, do you
Mhm.
notice any of that after working in the restaurant industry for as long as you did?
I mean, the big thing with me is always like service.
Yeah.
I think with the food, that's up to the chef. There's nothing we can do, especially the front of the house, which is, the managers in front that deal with the not the food aspect, but just more running the floor, looking after like the servers, the busters, that kind of operation. So service is something that I always look at in a restaurant. Because yeah, like I said, the food can taste great, but if the service sucks, that can be such a turnoff. And personally, for me, that's a big thing. And it's always the little things. So even like, I think the other day, I was just like, even just at Magic Noodle, like there was a wait. But then, you know, it- one of the servers was like, thank you so much for waiting. You know, just even a little comment like that, I was like, oh, that was really nice of him to say. You know what I mean? Like he didn't need to say that, but something like that, just seeing things like that, I'm like, okay, I think this is a very well run like restaurant and organization, because it does start from the top. You have to train your employees well. So yeah, that's something that I definitely look for in a restaurant.
Cool.
Yep.
So you do go to LA often, Southern California. I mean, who are some of the influencers out there that you hang out with?
Hmm.
Are there any?
So not so much recently. The last few trips, I've been out in LA, have just been with family. So just spending time with family. But I have been working with, um, so, sorry, just had a brain fart.
It's okay.
People that run Chubby Cattle. Um, what's their name again?
Oh, new
Yeah, New Media. Sorry,
Media.
yeah, I just had a complete
in
brain fart.
New York. Yeah.
In New York, yeah. So I've been so the last time I was there, I went to a couple of their clients. So I went to Niku X.
That place looked awesome.
Yeah, which is like a fine dining yakiniku experience. Phenomenal. Um, obviously it's just super high end like Japanese barbecue, but definitely recommend it. So I've been working with them. They have a Wagyu house as well by the X Spot. So I went there. Let's see. In terms of influencers though,
I know you
so,
used to hang out with Feast 24/7 sometimes.
yeah, so I've actually not hung out with him, but I have visited some of his like
Oh, okay.
clients. Yeah.
Is he still even posting? I don't even know. He was so
Very rarely.
active.
Yeah, he was, and then he kind of just fell off the face of the earth. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, maybe that'll be another episode.
Right.
Unsolved mysteries.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his account now. Charles.
Okay.
Last time he posted was November 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got over 1 million on TikTok too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's crazy. He was actually one of my inspirations on TikTok. Yeah, so a lot of the voiceovers that I use actually got from him. So, because a lot of his videos would blow up. I know he had that whole series with the like the characters with the cotton candy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness,
That was
he had, like,
insane.
multi-million views, like back to back to back. That and then so I got a lot of my inspiration for him. So shout out to Charles. He's 24/7. Hope you're doing well. Again, I'm not sure what he's up to right now. Yeah, but hope he's doing okay. So,
Yeah, I hope he is too. We
so-
chatted a couple times on DM. And
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows what happened?
Mhm.
Um,
So I haven't met him in person. So yeah, I just went to a couple of his restaurants that he set up for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I rarely see the LA people in LA. I always meet them, the LA influencers in Vegas instead.
Oh, really?
seems
Yeah. It's just, LA's such a big city. There's so many like sub cities within LA, and of course the traffic. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know how
no one wants to
foodies drive.
drive. Yeah.
I don't know
an
how you
hour.
hit up 4 spots to shoot in LA
That is insane.
when one's in
Yeah.
Silver Lake, one's in
Right.
Downey, or I don't even know,
That's
downtown
crazy.
LA.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep. So, and then Food with Zen. I don't know.
Oh,
if you-
yeah.
yeah. So I've. It's been a couple years though, so I know. I think he's been really busy, because I'm sure he's managing a lot of accounts right now. But I used to hang out with him a lot actually. Back in
Yeah, I'm
LA.
really curious about the LA food scene. I definitely want to have a guest
Hmm.
in here to talk about it because it sounds like it's quite different than Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's very
Fragmented.
fragmented,
like.
clicky. I guess everyone kind of has their own like groups. That
I've
they
heard that
hang out with.
before.
Yeah,
Some people say it's very high school.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of them
Yeah.
were young and found success and they didn't know how to be professionals. So
Yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it could be that.
Oh, and then I actually met with Food with Michael.
Oh, you
about
did?
a year ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've chatted before. Food with Michael does a great account.
Yeah. So
And he has a lot of great deals with like 626 Night Market,
right.
a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
And he travels around.
Mhm.
I don't know why he shows off boba in Switzerland and stuff like that, but I wouldn't be showing up, but that's his thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
But he's a cool guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he was my inspiration when I first started with IG. Yeah. So he was one of the first foodies I followed. And I found out that, he was getting invited to restaurants to eat for free. I was like, dude, that is freaking amazing,
dream.
man.
Yeah.
And here we are living it, man. Seriously. It's awesome.
And then finally, you're one of the few guests we've had on the
Mhm.
show that has a massive following but has opted to go with another profession.
Okay.
There's no question if you opted to do the social media foodie route thing full time that you'd be making a comfortable 6-figure income tomorrow.
Mm.
But obviously, being a dentist is a whole other level.
Yeah.
I know because I've seen my dentist sit condo at Queensridge and the crazy cars he drives.
Nice.
There are others in our circle as well, like
Mhm.
Bailey Z Eats, Fantastic Food, Closet
Right.
Foodie LV, and JT Takes a Bite. They're
Mhm.
all either in dental or medical.
Right. They're all in the healthcare field. Yep.
What's that been like trying to balance like real life work and all this? Like, what do you foresee in the future when you're a
Hmm.
full-time dentist?
Yeah, it's man. I catch my breath. No, it's It's hard, man. Yeah, it's honestly, I sometimes some days are a blur. I'm just like, I don't know what just happened. I don't know how I got through this. And
Wow.
tomorrow's another day,
Yeah.
cuz like dental school is so stressful. So I just, people don't know about, dental school, medical school, any professional school. Um and being around your peers who are just as smart, just as talented, just as hard as working as you are, and competitive, just being around that, it's so draining. Um, because you wanna, being a competitive person, you wanna, be on their level, if not better. So, but there are times when, you're just not, some people are just more gifted at certain things than other people, and you have to accept that, but it's hard, and it was a very like humbling experience for me going through dental school. There were periods when there was one time where I wanted to quit. Actually, it was the summer of the pandemic, 2020. So we took a class. It's called operative. So you do like fillings on like mannequins, and usually a semester is spread out over like 3 months, 3 to 4 months.
Hmm.
So we had to fit that course in 6 weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah. So you can imagine we're there like all day. Um, but then there were times when I would go home. I was just so exhausted, physically, mentally.
Yeah.
And, it was such a new thing for me too that I was struggling, like I was, you know, I wasn't getting the scores that I desired, of course. Um, and it was hard. I would go home and I would break down like in front of Joyce. I would
Man.
tell her like, "Hey, I don't think this is for me,"
Yeah.
but um, you know, Joyce was just super encouraging throughout the entire process. She was like, we'll pray about it. See you know, what God, wants for you, if this is the right path. And there were times where we got certain confirmation that okay, this is it, this is the path that you're supposed to take.
Great.
So, I stuck it out and yeah, here I am, but yeah, it's hard, so going through that, day in and day out, and then coming home. Of course I want to see the kids, but I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Um but I try to be there for them as much as I can, spend time, have dinner with them, shower them, put them to sleep, and then it's like 10 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, I still gotta, work on my posts.
Right.
Um,
And there's probably restaurants still hitting you up to run their accounts.
um, yeah, there are like here
Yeah.
and there, not as much though, because when they do, I will put it out there to them like, hey, I think I'm done managing accounts right now.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm done with school, I'm gonna be working full time. I don't think I'll have the time
Right.
to manage
But
accounts.
you will
Yeah.
also have the most legendary social media for dentistry in the history of dentistry. I feel
Oh
confident of
man,
this.
okay. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't
Yeah.
thought about that yet, but yeah, I guess we'll see when we get there.
I think you're gonna slay it. I can't wait
Really?
to see it, to be
Okay,
honest.
okay.
But
Thank
I
you.
mean, but you're generally a pretty low key, laid back guy
Yeah, yeah.
all the time. I know a lot of people are stunned to meet you or know you were maybe there after the fact,
Oh really?
like
Okay.
because you don't put yourself out there.
Yeah.
A lot of social media accounts keep talking about ad nauseum about their personal brand, my
Right.
brand, my brand. I built this, blah blah blah.
Right.
But you don't really care about that, or
Yeah.
do you initially just try to stay away from that? Do you intentionally?
Yeah, I don't know. I just I think it's just cuz more maybe also cuz I'm shy. I just, I don't want to show my face, put my face behind my brand yet. And I don't know. I feel like it's just not me.
Hmm.
Like some people, you're just meant to put yourself out there. You're meant to be in front of TV. But for me, like I would rather stay a little bit more low key, and then just focus on the food. Because I feel like personally, for me as a consumer, and no offense to people that want to show themselves, like, hey, more power to you, putting a face behind the brand that you want to create, like, good for you, but personally for me, like, when I look at posts and, when I'm scrolling through Instagram, like, I want to look at the food.
Same.
Yeah, like that's what, brings me into the restaurant, not necessarily like you eating in front of it. Um, so I think that kind of influences me to, yeah, like, okay, I don't really believe in it, so I don't want to like put my face in there. So I think that's one reason why I don't.
I got you.
So,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
personal preference, and
yeah,
generally,
yeah,
some people love watching people eat.
yeah,
I mean, that's why
yeah. And
mukbang
some
is so
people love it.
crazy.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So
yeah, but I agree.
yeah, yeah. So
I agree.
mm,
We're about to wrap up. We'll go into 10 questions.
okay.
I plugged the AAPI Chinese New Year event happening this weekend. Dana, what do you normally do for Chinese New Year? Anything?
Chinese New Year, I think so I just celebrated at my parents. So we usually eat like tteokguk. It's like a Korean dumpling soup, and like pindaetok, which is like a Korean pancake. Sometimes like duck, which is like a sweet Korean rice cake. So you also eat that during like the regular New Year's as well, January 1st. But
I saw a lot of the stories.
yeah,
of,
yeah.
my Korean friends eating that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
generally, yeah, that's what we do for Chinese New Year's.
Okay.
But I mean, last year I remember we went to Wing Lei. That was freaking awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't know until your post.
I didn't know that either. Yeah,
Only Wing guests can do the Wing Lei brunch.
I guess so. Yeah. So
crazy.
I actually saw that on. So there's a foodie. I don't know if you follow her, Uwi Gui. She's like one of the new foodies. So yeah, I've recently followed her, but then she posted like pictures of the Wing Lei buffet, and in her comment, she was like, "Yeah, open to only Wing guests." I was like, "What?
That's
You
crazy.
got to be kiking me!"
Yeah. So for those
Yeah.
that don't know, the Wing Lei
Mhm.
Chinese New Year buffet, which they also used to
Mhm.
do for Christmas, is arguably the most epic buffet
I think so.
ever. I mean,
Yeah.
unlimited lobster,
Mhm.
crab, sushi,
Mhm.
great dim sum dishes,
Right.
super high end,
Right.
and it was $88.88.
I think last year it was 98 or 99.
98, yeah.
So-
And the price of lobster has gone insane. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking maybe they would do like 188.88.
right. It might be this year. Like,
yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
And the secret was because you couldn't get a reservation unless you had a party of 10.
Right.
So
right.
we would make a reservation for 10, and so we would have to walk in. We could just walk in instead of waiting in line like we did
exactly.
in previous years.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
I know. I was looking forward to it, And then
Yeah.
I found that out. I'm like, oh man, might have to book a room and like split the fee or something.
So book a room, not only book a room, but still pay the
Yeah.
$98 or whatever it is
Right.
now.
Right.
We're going to Genting Palace
Okay.
this year. We're going to take a
Oh,
chance on
nice.
that at Resorts World. They're doing one for $88.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And they can make a reservation. You don't have to stand in line.
Nice.
So
okay.
I'll let you know. We're going
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
Saturday.
Let me know, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If say 3 restaurants reach out to you for dinner on the same date for a paid post, which one would you choose between these 3?
Okay.
Joe's Prime Steak and Stone Crab, Joel Robuchon, or Kame?
Dang. So I have to choose one.
You have to choose one. They're all paying the same amount.
Paying the same amount?
Yeah.
I would have to say Joel Robuchon just because I've never tried it. I've
Okay.
always been wanting to try it. Yeah. Kame's great. I mean, Joe's crab seafood is great, but I've been there already. So
Yeah.
would love to experience something new. And Joel Robuchon's been on my list. So
Yeah, and if you're
Yeah.
about service, I mean, that's all about service.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you would dig that a lot.
absolutely.
Yeah. We're both big on Korean TV shows. At least you have an excuse since you're Korean, while I have no excuse. Are you loving Singles Inferno 2 as much as I am?
Dude.
Did you finish it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever been this invested in a TV show, like ever.
Wow,
Yeah,
ever.
ever. Like I would go to YouTube and watch like the reunion videos and stuff.
I
you know,
just
that-
watched those.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty
So,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you surprised with the outcome? I was.
Dude, I was shocked.
Yeah, what was going on? I think they were not showing things that were happening.
yeah.
Right?
Definitely leave parts out. But so you're referring to Seulgi
Sulky and
picking Chongwoo, right?
right.
Dude.
I'm not really bad with names. I call
Yeah.
the guy the YouTuber and the other dude.
the barista.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was shocked. Yeah, I thought she was totally like playing him, just keeping him like on a leash. But yeah, I was so surprised, and I'm not gonna lie. I got a little emotional
Over that part?
over that part, you know? 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, they brought, you know, that like somber music in. I felt like it was like a Korean drama, man.
They totally
Like,
set up that way.
yeah. So yeah, it was an epic season and great ending. Um
Did Joyce
Yeah.
agree with you, or did she have any
sh-
phase?
she agreed. Well, she was shocked just as I think everyone else, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we totally didn't see that coming. Just because like the chemistry that Jin Young and Sugi had, especially like at the pool, you know,
Yeah.
like I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
It was weird.
Yeah.
And then she said at the end, she's like, I'd rather have someone that likes me more than someone I like, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that was I didn't really understand that either. Because I'm like, I'm sure you've had thousands of guys like pursuing you, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
All those guys are
So-
super attractive, and it must be so
Yeah.
weird to feel rejected
Yeah. so-
publicly like that
right?
for all of them.
Yeah,
Because they would
for-
probably be the most popular person in the circle.
It's funny because like I think Tongwoo, so you know the plastic surgeon.
Oh, yeah.
So they showed a lot of him in the beginning,
Yeah.
right? But
Handsome
then,
dude.
Yeah. I
Amazing
mean,
jawline. All of them had
seriously.
amazing jawlines. I wish
Yeah.
I had that.
plastic surgery, man.
There you go.
But yeah, like because I know he had a lot of screen time like in the beginning too. But I think after
It got
He-
weird after that first date.
the day with Sugi,
Yeah, he was weird.
yeah, he was weird. I don't think he was ever used to being rejected, you know. So I think after that, it just kind of went downhill for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, who is your favorite character on the show, like guy and girl? Or,
Well, Nadine's
Yeah.
definitely the breakout star. I
Oh,
saw she
Nadine.
broke over 1 million on IG.
oh, that's right.
yeah, just like in less than a month.
yeah. She surprised me a little bit. Yeah, at
Yeah.
first, I was like, I don't know. She kind of, not to judge, she kind of had an annoying face to me.
All right,
But
well, let's try not to get canceled here. But okay, all right.
But,
I know
um,
we're just guys talking about this.
yeah, but she grew on me for sure. Yeah.
She would be like an Asian parent's wet dream. Harvard,
oh, for sure,
doctor, bilingual.
dude. Yeah,
Like, good God.
and you got on Singles Inferno. Like, what else can you ask for? Like, my goodness. Like, yeah,
But yeah, so I would say she was probably my favorite. And what's really interesting, I think
Yeah.
they said at the beginning of season 2 that 65% of the audience isn't
Mhm.
even Korean that watches
That's
that show.
insane. That's insane.
So I think how she interjected in English, a lot of English throughout the show, made her
yeah,
more popular.
absolutely.
So it should be
Yeah.
interesting to see what they do with season 3.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. And then for guys, I
Mhm.
mean, no one was really. I mean, they're all cool,
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
but I think the show would have been lame without the YouTuber.
absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, once Jin Young came, that was like the turning point of the show
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
He definitely like spiced things up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah, he was super funny, you know, super witty. Like, yeah, I really liked him.
But the
Yeah.
virginal thing to me is interesting too with
Mm,
Korean because
Yeah.
I mean, no one even kissed on camera throughout the whole season,
Right.
you know. But that's just the way
That's like, yeah,
Asian
that's
shows are.
Yeah, especially in Korean culture, I think, you know, we're still very tame in that regard. But I also think that's kind of like the appeal of the show.
Totally, like Terrace House.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
Here in America, it's all about like, you know, showing.
Right. 3 of them would have fucked on the first.
Yeah,
date.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
As much like tits and ass as you can, you know. So
I keep on forgetting there's a kid here.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry. Oh my god, Jonah, I'm so sorry.
He's not listening.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
Anyways,
He's doing his own work.
Okay.
what
I really gotta watch.
are
my
there any other
English,
Korean
dude.
shows you've been digging?
So actually, The Glory. Have you heard of that show?
No.
Okay, so it's like a revenge drama.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're like
That was
4
available.
episodes in right
Okay.
now. Yeah, great. A little bit hard to watch at first because
Yeah, I tried to watch the first episode. It was a little
yeah, especially like the torturing in the beginning. I don't want to reveal too much, but
Yeah.
yeah, kind of hard.
it's
to see.
graphic.
Yeah, it's a little graphic.
But you need to build that in order for them to understand why
exactly
taking revenge.
to justify that. Okay, it's okay. You
I
know
guess.
what you're doing.
Yeah, I like something a little more lighthearted.
Yeah.
I subscribe to Viki,
Oh,
which is
okay.
Asian
Yeah.
Netflix. So many great shows on there.
Yeah.
And then Lee Da-hee, who's the host, one of the hosts at Singles in Front.
Oh, right,
the
right.
hot one.
Oh,
is,
yeah.
is on there. There's a show called Love is for Suckers.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's really good.
And I read somewhere, you know, Sohee, the
Yeah.
one on on Singles Inferno.
Yeah.
So I guess she has a small role in The Glory. I had no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember seeing her, but I would probably have to rewind or something if she is. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I
So, good for
wanted to
her.
have Jules Kim on the show too to have another
Dude,
opinion on Singles
I
Inferno.
know.
But she hasn't been watching any Korean shows because Tommy doesn't like
Oh,
subtitles.
no way.
So she's
Okay.
way behind.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe we'll do an episode
We should
on,
do
on
just
season
a
3.
yeah, a whole episode just for Singles Inferno. I
Right?
can talk about
It'll be
that
the
all
lowest
day.
rated one ever, but whatever.
Yeah.
There's no question Keith Lee is the biggest news in Las Vegas social media.
Mm.
Any thoughts or opinions on Keith?
Yeah, it's crazy. I just recently found out about him. Like, do you know like how long has he been around? Like, I honestly
A couple years.
really
Yeah, but
okay.
he
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I mean he had like 2 million like last summer, I think. But
see.
it's only been like the last 2 months where he shot up from 2 million to almost 9 million now.
Yeah, on TikTok. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm great for him. I'm so happy for him and his family. And yeah, again, like I said, I just found out about him recently. He started popping up on my like For You page. I'm like, who is this guy? I've never heard of him. And I'm sorry that I've only heard of you, Keith, if you're ever watching this. But
Well, a lot of people have been like that. I mean,
yeah.
it's just gone insane.
Right. I saw like Bleacher Report, like,
Yeah.
came out with the story on him. And yeah, it's just, I'm so happy for him, and what he does for small businesses, like, it's amazing, like literally turning a business around, like, in the blink of an eye, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the
Like that one
Frankenstein story is
yeah,
incredible.
like, wow. And again, it just shows you the power of social media and the world that we're living in today. It's, it's incredible. Yeah. And yeah, what he's doing for small businesses, like, and just the way he like tells, a story like behind the business.
Totally.
I think that's definitely like his like signature thing, you know what I mean? And he just makes it so like engaging and captivating. And yeah, he's just so real, you know what I mean? So I think that's why a lot of people are kind of gravitated towards him.
I agree.
yeah.
It's like must see posts now as soon as he
Yeah.
posts. And I think what's really cool is, I mean, Keith putting such an amazing spotlight on Las Vegas and Las Vegas food. I mean, I feel like we're already benefiting from all that because
Yeah.
all those people who never even thought about
Mhm.
food in Vegas, they see Frankenstein's and they're going to start digging around and see who else is
Exactly.
there.
Right.
And
right.
so I know a lot of people, get the Keith Lee comments on all their posts, but none of those people would have even seen the account if not for Keith Lee.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think it's amazing. We're actually going to do an episode about him. I feel
Oh,
shitty
awesome.
talking about him
Yeah.
without him being here because he's a
Right.
busy guy.
Right.
But yeah, next week's episode, we're going to have Brandon from Vegas and Vegas Starfish
Oh, okay.
on to talk about him, and then
That's
a
awesome.
bunch of the owners
Yeah.
that he's impacted, like Aroma,
That's so cool.
Blue Kitchen,
Yeah.
and 303 in the Cut.
That's awesome. Man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
You've actively put your YouTube link on your bio.
Mhm.
What's been your whole take on your whole foray into YouTube so far?
Yeah, so I don't know. It's been kind of stagnant recently. I mean, I'm trying to put out as much content as I can. It's just hard, with, Instagram, TikTok, being the main focus for now. But I know I want to transition more into YouTube, but I don't know. It's like, I know it just takes that one video to go viral. But for me, it was that one crab video that I posted from San Pedro Fish Market.
Yeah, I was looking at that
In
one.
the caption, I put 7 inches of crab meat. That was the title to, reel you in, sort of say.
Yeah.
So that video, I think, got
Over
like
4 million? More?
yeah, maybe more.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
it was like maybe in the tens of millions. I'm not even sure, but I know because of that video, like I got a lot of followers. But ever since then, it's been hard. Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with actually reposting again. I've
Really?
done this several
Okay.
times on YouTube, and while maybe there'll be a couple people that complain,
Yeah.
I mean the posts, like any post, is new for someone,
Right.
and
Okay.
and I don't, marketing companies don't air a commercial once, so why
Mhm.
should you?
Oh, okay.
So I kind of feel that way. Repurposing
Reposting
content is
that.
so key,
Oh, I see.
especially with you, because you
Yeah.
don't have time to
Right. To get new content all the
to
time.
shoot all the time. Yeah.
Right, okay. So yeah.
But yeah,
Thank you for
I'm
that. Yeah.
I'm
Maybe
not
I'll start
afraid of doing that. I think you should.
Okay. Appreciate that. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see this time next year how we feel about YouTube Shorts, because if
Mhm.
YouTube does get NFL Sunday Ticket, which it sounds like they will,
Mm.
and then they're probably going to get a bunch of other network style shows.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it could be more important than TikTok this time next year.
Right,
Who knows?
right.
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely want to put a little bit more focus into YouTube for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What are you using for editing and all that these days? Are you using anything new?
no, just using the app itself. Yeah.
Oh, you edit in the app?
Within the app. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This whole time?
This whole time. Yeah.
So wait a minute.
Yeah.
If you edit in TikTok or edit in Instagram?
So
Or-
I was editing in TikTok because with the voiceover specifically, you can just translate that to IG, but then IG caught on. They're like, oh, if we see that, that watermark, we're gonna,
Red flag.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Same with YouTube.
yeah. So, maybe that's why my YouTube hasn't been hitting.
Oh yeah, you
'Cause
can't have that.
Yeah, I've just been
anymore.
reposting my TikTok accounts.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
do that anymore.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah,
okay.
you got to use one of those apps to take the watermark off.
Okay.
Or whatever.
So I know, because I know you were using Splice, right? Do you
I still use
that?
Splice.
You do. Okay.
I've been using Splice since pretty much day one
Okay.
of the video stuff. But all the young people are using
Mm.
CapCut.
Really. Okay.
So I'm actually forcing myself to
Mm.
use it more, just to play around with it,
Okay.
because there's a lot of great things in CapCut, like the captions,
I see.
like the effects,
I see.
and things
Okay.
like that you can incorporate. But you look at Keith Lee's post, he doesn't have captions or effects. It's
Right,
just a great
right.
message, and
Right.
so maybe we don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Maybe,
don't know. Yeah.
maybe I'm just bored with my own shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you edit everything within the app.
I do. Yeah.
Wow, always have been?
I
had no
always have
idea.
been. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I probably shouldn't because it's more time consuming. Whereas if you use one app, you can just kind of repost on all the platforms. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like opening an app and then having to edit it there, exit the app, and then, post that, within, the platform. But I don't know. It's just, maybe I'm just being lazy. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should start experimenting different things because, like I said, my growth has kind of been stagnant. Even on IG.
But that's the
hard
ebbs
to-
and flows of social media in general. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
yeah.
always ups and downs.
Right,
so you
right.
just gotta weather it through. I mean, and
Mhm.
you had a bunch of posts that went crazy in the
Yeah.
last 3 months. So
Right. But crazy thing is, hasn't translated into followers. It's just crazy.
that's interesting.
Yeah. So I would have
What
thought.
about for the account, like the bow spot?
Mhm.
Okay, so
Oh,
that's an
yeah.
interesting thing.
Yeah.
So is it viewed more as the viewers? Do they view it as more like entertainment and funny, or is
Possibly.
it like that bow looks great? I'm gonna go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm sure it goes both ways, but so they look at that video and they're like, okay, this is funny. Like, I like that. But then they'll click on my page and they'll be like, where's the rest of it? So they're like, oh, he just did it that one time. I mean, nothing else about his page is really that interesting or stands out. So I think maybe that's why kind of shies
Interesting.
people away from actually following me. But I know BioSpot, they did gain a good number of followers. I mean, they went from, I want to say,
Yeah, you collabed on that,
1,000.
right?
Yeah, I collabed
Yeah.
with one of the posts.
Yes.
So
Easily the biggest post
Yeah.
they'll ever have in their lives.
yeah, they probably went for like from 1,000 to like 2,000, 2,500.
Okay.
But I'm sure like other foodies posting for them like helped as well. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's not just that post. But yeah, I don't know. It's a strange thing, You would think almost 1 million likes on a post, you would get at least like 10,000 followers, but nah,
For sure.
hasn't translated into that. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure the Reels bonus was fat.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it wasn't it was can't complain.
Right.
So,
But yeah, going back
Yeah.
to Splice, I mean, I love
Mhm.
editing and recording all my voiceover and everything on a Splice and just having
Mm.
that one done so I can just spread it out easy
Gotcha.
to all the other apps. It's
Okay.
easy just to load up on. And now I'm consistently loading on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook Watch.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Twitter
for
as
all of
well.
it. Yeah, I just wanted.
Interesting.
I've been playing around with it just to
Okay.
see what would happen.
Yeah.
I've been playing around with it for maybe a month. I
Okay.
finally crossed 1,000 followers.
What?
Yeah, after
That's awesome.
I've had the account
Congrats.
since 2009.
Dude,
So,
congrats, man.
but just to see what will happen.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of them have been reposted, some of them bombed, but whatever.
Yeah,
Just we'll
why
see
not?
where that
you
goes.
know?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
And even Snapchat. Are you doing Snapchat?
I
as
haven't
well?
done Snapchat, but I
Okay.
know people are using my videos in Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
Key to My Heart official sent me a link. This man goes to the most expensive restaurants in Las Vegas, and it's all my fucking
Really?
videos. Yeah,
Okay.
which is crazy.
That's cool.
But I should be on Snap.
Mm,
I know Drew and Jen have some deals with some people from Snap
they do. Wow.
where they're showing off their videos
Mm.
in however way they do it, and then they split 50% of the profits
see.
on the views,
Okay.
which is pretty cool
Right.
for doing nothing.
Yeah.
One guy I met recently, his
Mhm.
name is The Mexican. He has over 300K on TikTok.
The Mexican.
Kind of like a loner. He doesn't
Okay.
really know any of the influencers in town,
Interesting.
but he edits everything in TikTok. He shoots the whole thing on the TikTok app, like just presses the button,
oh.
says something, presses it, and keeps going.
Wow.
So I had to help him with some of the posts,
Oh, okay.
some of his shots.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I just hold this down and you just do your thing, and then
Mhm.
you just shuffle it around. Like, what if the app crashes
Right.
or whatever?
Right.
But no, that's how he does it. And a lot of people feel like if you do more in the app, then the post will do better. I don't know where that theory came from or if that's true.
Okay.
But it was interesting to me that he'll
Yeah.
shuffle it around and then do the voiceover after.
Wow. Okay.
But-
I see. Okay. So he'll
Yeah.
do the voiceover after. He doesn't talk within the video itself, or
not
not live.
not like Brandon.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Not Brandon. Okay.
But he will do a voiceover after and then just remove the watermark for the other
Interesting.
parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a really interesting approach to
Huh.
do it.
Okay.
But he's had success, which is
Wow.
which is
That's
kinda
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would do differently if you were starting back out again in 2016, 2017 regarding social media?
Do differently?
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh man.
Would you have started?
I would have started earlier. I would have said,
Okay.
yeah,
On
because
on everything?
on everything, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, in retrospect, right? Like, yeah, because I always loved like food, and I would post it, just like on Facebook, just for fun, just to show, hey, this is what I ate, this like amazing chirashi bowl. Like, look at all the different types of fish. Look how colorful it is. And I was proud of it, But if I knew, like, hey, if I started, who knows, when did this start? Would you say like
I
2012?
think we met in
Yeah,
2012. Maybe Drew was probably posting IG on 2013, 2014.
2013. Okay, something like that. Yeah, and then I think around 2014 is when I discovered food with Michael. So I was like, if I maybe started earlier, not sure how things would have changed. But I don't know, maybe like my following would be bigger. But yeah, I just probably would have started earlier.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
What are your DMs like? Do you get crazy pitches now that you've crossed the million mark or brand stuff? I get a lot of weird gaming stuff.
Gaming.
Yeah, they want me to
Really?
promote some sort of gaming app, like
Okay.
Chinese gaming apps or editing apps,
Really? Okay.
and they're offering crazy sums of money, which makes me believe it's not real.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if what you get. A lot of knives.
Knives. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely get I've gotten knives for sure.
Yeah.
I've gotten not like a direct offer, but like they would ask me to apply. Like,
Oh,
we think
yeah,
you're a
yeah.
great candidate. A lot of like hotel gigs, I guess. You get a lot of those.
Oh,
Just,
cool.
just to even apply.
Mhm.
But haven't gotten one actually. I would apply, and they pay great money, but unfortunately, I haven't actually landed one yet.
Is that the Curiosity one, or I think
It's
I
like
remember.
obviously, or it's one of those PR companies. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
but they
I
pay a
know what you're
lot.
talking
Yeah,
about.
Yeah. So
Yeah, interesting.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, not like as often as I would like. I mean, again, I don't know what a lot is. It's all relative.
Right.
But maybe 2 to 3 offers a week, I would see. Yeah. So I don't know how it is with you. Like, do you get, how many offers would you say Because I mean, you probably get.
I mean,
tons.
I'm probably deleting a lot of them.
Yeah, you're deleting. Okay,
Yeah.
so
'cause
yeah,
It just seems so ridiculous.
yeah.
Perfumes. I don't even know what's going
Perfumes.
on. Yeah.
I
yeah.
see.
But I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
What's the go-to takeout food for the family these days? What do the Kims eat at home?
Takeout. I would say like Hawaiian food. I mean, Bowls has been our go-to
Yeah.
for the past month.
Bowls LV.
Bowls LV. Yeah.
Yep.
Just because they're just so close to us. Proximity. Don't have to drive a lot, so we take out from there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Been going to like China Mama a lot as well.
Yeah.
I mean, amazing Chinese food. I think one of the best in town for sure.
I agree. All around Chinese food, you can't go wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I tried Antidote recently. So they're another like Hawaiian food truck. Amazing. Yeah, so good.
And those spicy salmon.
The poke bombs? Yeah.
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 They look crazy.
Yeah.
So my wife thought it was blasphemy because
Uh-huh.
putting spicy salmon over an nari roll
Oh.
just seems like
Oh, really?
insanity. Like probably like
Okay.
an Italian looking at a mono.
Right.
So it was pretty funny.
I see. Okay.
And lastly, we're inundated with food social media all day long.
Yeah.
I hate scrolling through TikTok, to be honest. I prefer YouTube Shorts
Yeah.
because it never shows food.
Mhm.
Are there any accounts or type of content that you watch to get away from?
Oh, yeah. Sports for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Sports
Yeah.
is, my next to food, like sports is my passion. Basketball, football, just watching highlights,
Yeah, for those that are listening, Daniel
Yeah.
is wearing a Lakers hat right now. He's the biggest Lakers fan I know. I'm actually wearing my Boston Celtics 1986
Oh,
shirt
man.
because of that.
Yep.
And then I know he's a Cowboys fan.
Yep. Yep.
Any Cowboys predictions for the Bucks
Oh my
Monday?
goodness.
Are they going to
Okay.
win? Brady's
Man.
7-0 or 6-0 against
Yeah,
the Cowboys.
I don't think that's gonna change.
Oh,
Sad to
shit.
say. Yeah, I think the reason why like Cowboys fans get so much hate is because like I think oftentimes we're delusional. I think every year we think we're gonna win the Super Bowl.
But you're
And
not the only fans. that
We're
think
not.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think especially with that organization having such a high standard, being so-called America's team, like there are certain expectations, for that team. So every year it's like, we're going to go to the Super Bowl. This is our year. I tell myself that, but, in reality, I know like there's just no way.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
It'll be a good game. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. I honestly, if I'm going to call it, nah, I think we're going to lose. It's going to be
Okay.
like 23-17. We're going to find a way to choke. Sad to say, but I mean, and you're going against Tom Brady, like you never bet against Tom Brady. So
Well, we'll find out a few hours after the show goes
Yeah.
up what happens in the game because it comes out
Okay.
Monday.
Let's
But
see.
that about wraps it up.
All right.
Thanks, Daniel, for being here. Follow Donkey very much on all the channels. See you
Thank
next
so much.
week.
Thank you so much for having me, Phil. It's been an honor. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Thank
You're
you.
the man.
All right. All right.
Thanks for tuning in to the Las Vegasville podcast. For more information about me and where I've been dining recently, check out my IG and TikTok at Las Vegas Phil. Feel free to text or leave me a voicemail about anything you want, 702-551-4445. Stay tuned as a new episode of the show debuts every Monday morning.